1. Toyota Hilux 2020 Review, Introduction. Pickup trucks have always been a big deal here in the Philippines, mainly due to how durable and how versatile they are. Thanks to their cargo beds, these vehicles can function really great as the backbone of a business, be it a farm, a restaurant or whatever. These vehicles are also very capable off-roaders even on a bone stock configuration. And of course, they're really comfortable, especially the newer models. As such, every major manufacturer who's worth their salt to include pickup truck in their model lineup, and most often than not, these come with a whole plethora of variants to accommodate a whole host of customers. One of the biggest markets here in the Philippines, of course, is the Toyota Hilux. The Hilux, as you might have heard, has gotten an update to one of its current generation models variants, the 2019 Toyota Hilux 2.8G. Toyota Philippines gave it a lot in terms of safety features like automatic high beams, 7 airbags, and much other stuff, all of which is a welcome change to the aging platform. However, the current Hilux, as we've said, is getting a bit old. So the Australians, who also like pickup trucks very much, will be getting much more significantly updated 2020 version a bit earlier than us on August 26 of this year. They do have a larger automotive market over there due to the fact their terrain to some degree is much harsher after all. So without further ado, here's a preview of how the Toyota Hilux 2020 Philippines has changed. Also, this would serve as a reference for you to decide whether to get a Hilux now. Or should I wait for the 2020 model year variants? If you can't wait though, be sure to check out our Toyota Hilux for sale section for listings of the current available Hilux in the Philippines. 2. Toyota Hilux 2020 Exterior. While the mid-2019 update for the Philippines did get new and pretty useful exterior features like LED lights as well as daytime running lights, the Australian release of the Toyota Hilux on all variants not only gets those, but it also comes with a set of new wheels and a really interesting front fascia which looks identical to the Toyota Hilux Conquest. The grille, which currently has a slatted style, now has this very solid mesh-type grille which looks very much like the one on the current Philippine spec Hilux Conquest. The same goes for the air intake below, which also ditches the slats in favor of a mesh with a hexagonal pattern. For the fog light housing, the new 2020 Toyota Hilux exterior now has a much angular pair and the bulb itself is noticeably smaller than the current one. 3. Toyota Hilux 2020 Interior. Unlike most upcoming models, the 2020 Toyota Hilux for Australia won't be getting a true phone connectivity system like Ford's Sync 3. Instead, just like the current 2019 Hilux, the Toyota Hilux 2020 will only come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but at least they're making it available for all variants. Other stuff like USB, Bluetooth, and a 2DIN stereo are also standard for the 2020 model. For the Philippine release that's surely coming in the future, we also hope that the case would be the same because currently, only the higher trim variants are getting those Apple and Android connectivity options. As for seating, the double cab version is as spacious as it was before with room for both legs and heads remaining largely the same. Also unchanged is the top variant's access to leather-clad seats. Another key difference on the updated Toyota Hilux 2020 is that the gauge cluster is a new 4.2-inch multi-function display that's coming to all variants in Australia. Likewise, we also hope that this new feature will grace the 2020 Toyota Hilux Philippine version. Toyota Hilux 2020 Review, Engine. As was mentioned earlier, this is not a next-generation Hilux even for the Australians but rather an update. So we won't be expecting anything new to come with regards to the 2020 Hilux's engines as well as the 4x2 and 4x4 transmission choices available. Both the 2.4-liter diesel and the 2.8-liter diesel engines on the current version will also make their return. However, the Australian versions are also getting an additional 2.7 gasoline engine option, which has been an option for them for a long time. And yes, currently available aftermarket parts can fit on the new 2020 Toyota Hilux. 5. Toyota Hilux 2020 Safety Features. A much more significant update will come in the form of safety equipment. Much like the recently updated Philippine-spec 2019 Toyota Hilux, the 2020 Toyota Hilux the Aussies are getting has 7 airbags, automatic high beams, blind spot monitoring, ABS and EBD, and stability control. For them, it has been reported that they're going to have all of these standard car safety features across all trim levels. This places their version of the 2020 Hilux up to par with the Ford Ranger's safety features. Toyota Safety Sense P (TSSP) Pre-Collision System (PCs) select models, Toyota. Another very important safety feature that the Australian 2020 Toyota Hilux will be coming with is the Toyota Safety Sense or TSS. This includes a whole host of new active driver assist features like a lane departure warning system, adaptive cruise control, as well as a road sign detection. The TSS will also come with auto emergency braking, which uses sensors to detect road obstructions like pedestrians and cyclists. This, of course, is good news for Toyota and Toyota fans alike because the TSS will also turn up the Hilux's competency against the likes of the Ford Ranger and the Ford Ranger Raptor. Two competing models which also come with automatic emergency braking. Toyota Hilux Philippines price. As per the 2020 update, the Aussie spec Hilux will also be getting an $800 Australian price bump. So yeah, we can also expect a similar, or even higher price increase if ever the updated 2020 Toyota Hilux gets here. As for the starting price in Australia, it comes up to around $21,865 Australian dollars for the single cab ute version, which is optimized as a dedicated work truck equipped with a large cargo bed with droppable sides, a variant that we won't be getting. Once converted, that's around PHP 773,180.48. Also, note that all variants of the Toyota Hilux for the Australian market are now high rider spec. So yeah, they're eliminating the low rider Hilux which we are accustomed to seeing on our own 2019 Toyota Hilux J. Toyota Hilux 2020 Review, Conclusion. The 2020 Toyota Hilux Australian version kicks it up a notch, especially with the addition of the Toyota Safety Sense. As such, if Toyota Cars Philippines wants to keep up their pole position in terms of pickup truck sales, it is very crucial for them to introduce this feature to the Hilux as well as the rest of their vehicle lineup. In lieu of the recent update though, we predict that something akin to the 2020 Toyota Hilux Australian spec won't be coming into the country until 2020. So for now, just keep yourself posted on philkotze.com as we'll be covering it as soon as they release the all-new Toyota Hilux 2020.